Why does your constant presence make you look cheap, while your sudden absence makes you a premium currency? Everyone told you to text back fast, show up, be consistent, be available. And what happened? They stopped chasing. They started taking you for granted. Maybe they left. Because here's what nobody told you. And this is the dark psychological truth behind what's called the ghosting paradox. The moment you disappear is the exact moment they start thinking about you more than ever before. Today I'm going to show you exactly how absence becomes your most powerful psychological weapon, and how to use it without losing anyone worth keeping. There's a psychological principle called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. When a reward is unpredictable, when it comes and goes, the brain doesn't relax. It fixates. It obsesses. It keeps pulling the lever, hoping for a payout. Now apply that to human connection. When you are always available, always present, always responding within minutes, you become predictable. And predictable things have low perceived value. Think about oxygen. It's everywhere. You never think about it. But take it away for 30 seconds. Suddenly it's all you can think about. Your presence works the same way. Psychologist B.F. Skinner mapped this exact pattern in behavioral experiments. Variable reward schedules produce the highest rate of response and the most resistant behavior to extinction. Translation? When your attention comes and goes unpredictably, people become psychologically wired to pursue it. This isn't manipulation. This is understanding how the human brain is literally built to assign value. The people who instinctively understood this, ancient samurai, Stoic philosophers, even the coldest executives in the room, they all shared one trait. They never over-explained their absence. They never apologized for their silence. They simply withdrew and let the vacuum do the work. Now, before I give you the framework, I need to address the most common mistake people make when they try this. They ghost out of emotion. They disappear because they're angry, hurt, scared, or desperate to regain control. And the other person can feel that. Emotional withdrawal is transparent. It communicates neediness, not power. The second mistake, they break. After 3 days of silence, they send the hey text. They fold. And now they've done something worse than being available. They've shown the other person that their resolve has a price, that they can be waited out. The third mistake is applying this to the wrong situations. If someone genuinely cares about you and you go cold without reason, you don't trigger obsession, you trigger closure. They process the loss, move on, and you've lost real value trying to create perceived value. The ghosting paradox only works in specific psychological contexts. Here's the rule. Absence creates attraction only when there was genuine presence first. You cannot create a vacuum where there was never air. If someone barely knows you, going silent isn't mysterious. It's just forgettable. Here's the ghosting paradox framework in 3 phases. This applies to relationships, social dynamics, professional environments, anywhere social value is at play. Phase 1, build the baseline. Before you can use absence, you need presence, high-quality presence. This means real engagement, being genuinely interesting, attentive, and memorable in your interactions. You are not just existing in someone's life. You are creating anchors, moments they associate specifically with you. The baseline phase typically takes 2 to 4 weeks of consistent, intentional engagement. You are not trying to be available, you are trying to be memorable. Phase 2, the controlled withdrawal. This is not ghosting in the traditional sense. It's strategic reduction. You go from daily contact to every other day. You stop responding instantly. You become slightly less available without explanation. The critical rule here, no explanation, no apology, no I've been busy. Explanations kill the effect. Silence is the message. During this phase, you must actually be living your life, not performing distance, actually doing things that make you less available because you're genuinely engaged elsewhere. People can feel the difference between a man who is quiet because he has nothing to do and a man who is quiet because he has too much happening. Phase 3. The re-engagement spike. When you re-engage, it must be at a higher energy than before. Warm, present, genuinely interested, but only briefly. Think of it like compound interest. Every cycle of absence and return should increase perceived value, not just maintain it. The ratio that works, 3 to 5 days of reduced presence, followed by 1 high-quality touchpoint. Then repeat. Done correctly, you are no longer someone who's always there. You are someone who appears, and when you do, it matters. Let me make this concrete. In dating, if you've been texting someone every day and they're becoming inconsistent, stop initiating. For 4 days, don't explain, don't guilt text, go live your life. On day 5, send one genuinely interesting message. Not hey, something real, something that would make anyone respond. Watch what happens to the response time. Watch the energy shift. In professional environments, the person who speaks least in the room is often perceived as the most strategic. Every word they say is weighted, every contribution noticed. The constant talker becomes background noise. Silence, in meetings, in negotiations, in relationships, is a power position. In friendships and social circles, the friend who is always free is never valued. Not because people are cruel, because availability signals that nothing else is competing for your time, which signals low demand, and low demand signals low value. Here's the honest truth at the end of all of this. The ghosting paradox isn't really about games. It's about genuinely developing a life so full, so engaged, so forward-moving, that your natural presence becomes intermittent. The people who do this best aren't strategizing. They're just living at a level where other people have to reach up to get their attention. The real paradox here is this. The more desperately you try to hold on to someone's attention, the more you lose it. And the more genuinely you invest in becoming someone worth paying attention to, the less you have to try. That's the psychological foundation of every concept I cover on this channel. Not tricks, not games, principles that have worked for centuries, applied to the dynamics of modern life. If this hit differently than what you normally hear, subscribe. Because the next video goes even deeper into the psychology of how dominant men move through the world without chasing anyone's approval. I'll see you there.